On the evening of July 14th, 1969, the border between El Salvador and Honduras stopped feeling like a line on a map. It became a fault line where old grievances, migration pressures, and political bitterness had been building for years. In a small border town, a Salvadoran radio operator named Mateo listened to reports with a tired face. He had seen the tension rise for months, first in arguments, then in rumors, then in fear. Across the frontier, a Honduran schoolteacher named Elena gathered children into a classroom after the sounds of gunfire reached the village road. Neither of them cared about slogans. Both understood that ordinary people were already losing. As Salvadoran forces moved forward, Honduran units answered with force. Border posts changed hands. Nearby towns filled with smoke, shouting, and the frantic movement of families carrying whatever they could save. A football match had been blamed by many voices, but on the ground the truth was harder and less dramatic. The game had not created the hatred. It had only given it a face. For nearly 100 hours, the fighting continued. Then the Organization of American States stepped in, pressing both governments toward a ceasefire. On July 18th, the firing stopped, but only on paper. Salvadoran troops remained in some areas, and the border stayed tense while diplomats argued far from the dust and wreckage. Mateo began sending the first cautious messages of peace. Elena reopened her classroom and found that several desks were empty. On August 2nd, the last Salvadoran troops withdrew. The war was over, but its consequences were not. Years later, people would remember the conflict as the football war. Yet the name was misleading. The real cause was not a lost match or a single goal. It was a broken political landscape, a struggle over land and belonging, and a crisis waiting for a spark.